Shout out Slaps, man. I told my man Frank, I told him.
I really like you,
Yo, you know what it is, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be around. It's your boy Frank Fetti, aka the musical journalist, and you now tuning in for another exclusive extended segment of Slap's Kitchen entitled Slap in 60 Seconds. Now, if you know me, you know best that I do not got that much time, so we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it, alright? Since the start of the second decade of the 21st century began, the world, news, and media have been in nothing but utter disarray. These uncertain times have not ceased the hasty, expanded percentage of mixtapes and albums being released today. Here are the top 30 album and mixtape releases currently trending here at Slap's Kitchen for July and August 2020. First up, we've got Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon by Pop Smoke. This is Pop's first posthumous album and third overall, following up after the heavy-hitting Meet the Woo 2. This should be on everybody's listening history. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. Next, we've got another posthumous album for the lyrically acclaimed Juice WRLD, who sadly passed back in December of 2019. We're not sure if we're going to hear anything else from the young Chicago great, but the album titled Legends Never Die is just what it says, a list of gems that will hold us over entirely. Rest in peace to Juice WRLD. At number 3, Summer Walker is back with her latest EP after her groundbreaking debut album, Over It, executively produced by London on the Track. She's teamed up with artists like No One Noah and Party Next Door once more to export some new, unblemished tune. White Tea seems to be my personal fan favorite on her brand new EP entitled Life on Earth. Uno the Activist has released his album entitled 8, which may be his best critically acclaimed works yet. Every track seems to take you on an envisioning quest through Uno's rapid, monophobic textures and stateful lyrics on this instant classic. The young legend NGYL is back with another street album entitled Live Ammo, which is already seeming to grab a lot of attention with the track called Kawasaki, featuring YSL Prince Lil Key, produced by Bandboy. Number 6. Northeast Washington DC's own Chicho on the Beat has dropped his second EP entitled Hunters and 6th streamlined project since 2018. He has 0 features on Hunters, and you guessed it, he executive produced the entire project all by himself. Some are saying he's already dropped the best album of 2020, but Sababy is back with his 4th overall, 3rd studio album named Barnacles. Once again, he kept his track list to himself and only featured his brother T3 on track 10 called House Party. Be sure to give this one a listen. My favorite duo coming out of the Maple Leaf country is my boy Derek Wise and 88 Camino of 88 Glam. They've released their 3rd album and 1st album after being formally signed to XO and Republic Records in seek of independent artistry. The tape is called New Mania and brings the same glam it always has with just a little more proclivity. Number 9. One of my top favorite 10 artists within the past 2 years now coming out of Rockville, Maryland is Lil Zeli. He's probably one of the hardest working artists I know, releasing 3 projects in only 2.5 weeks. Yes, you've heard it right, 2.5 weeks. They're named Zeli's World 2, PB and Zeli, and Lone Wolf. Zeli and Sparkheem have linked for the collaboration Certified 2 and is available on Apple Music right now. If you're not tuned in with this kid, please get hip. Like, ASAP. Another artist I've had my eye on since I was in college from my hometown is Lil Zemo. His serenaded flows and heartfelt spoken pain gives you a sense that life is what you make it on his latest album, Love Before I Love Myself. It's available on Apple Music, and his latest EP, Letters to Jess, is also in the works and will be available September 3rd on Apple Music. This wouldn't be a top anything if we didn't include the T-Lot 4 Deluxe album by yours truly, Pierre Bourne, aka Mr. Sauce House and CEO of Sauce House Records. I had to stop myself from overplaying this project as a showpiece. It has everything you can ask for in a deluxe album, with his interminable beats picking up where the original T-Lot 4 left off. It was truly remarkable, and what a time to be alive. Lil Gray has been busy in recent months, but has showed why he's one of the DMV's most defined underdogs with his 8-piece project named Recycle Bins. Listen to how one of Maryland's heavy hitters clarifies how Not a Soul is going to out-hustle his race to the top. Big 6'4" himself is back with his 10th overall project, Big 6'4" 2, since 2018 if we're including Homicide Boys 1 and 2 and Positive Goon accompanied by Lil Gray. Next on the list is a project I've been waiting for just from knowing this guy's potential. Oosh Lord is finally out, where Black Fortune snuck in one feature with New York's trendiest Fabio Foreign named Off Shit. It was Black Fortune's debut album and was a great chance for listeners to get in tune with the PG County, Maryland poster child. Chicago underground legend Lucky is an artist who arguably grows within every body of work he generates. Almost There dives into the anguished, drug-addicted mind of dark-themed 24-year-old rapper, and you're in for a treat. Number 16. Since releasing Mama Tried and tracks like Osborne Flow and Feel Like Guwap, Ola Runt has gained cosigns from the entire state of Georgia. Begging for a Body is a proven statement why the young Zone 6 artist seems to be a perfect fit with the Atlanta's Best to Ever Do It, and featuring big names like Trouble, Gucci Mane, Young Scooter, Nephew, and 40 Henchmen. Gucci Mane, the boss, has done it again with his latest album, So Icy Summer. It's loaded with mad features from Future, Young Thug, Young Nudie, Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Fujiano, Pooh Shiesty, Ola Runt, while also debuting the So Icy Girls, consisting of Houston, Texas artists Enchanting and K. Shade. Get a load of what's keeping WAP summer cool as the Eskimos igloo. Taking another trip across the Woodrow Wilson Bridge to Seat Pleasant, Maryland, we've got both Keyza and Quavo back with the next fraction of the Grieg Leaf series, Grieg Leaf 2. Manny Velli and Johnny Caravaggio seem to be responsible for the majority of the curated productions of the sequel. Quavo has released visuals for track 8, Connect, a month prior to the release. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Free at last, the back-end child is free at last. It's been only a month since No Cap has been released from jail on charges that I'm not going to further discuss, and we've already got a wholesome project presented to us. Still Human, co-produced by Al Gino on the track, has blessed the boards on a number of tracks for this one. No Cap's metaphorical imagery paints vivid clarification on how gaining stardom and remaining subjected to the streets is more of a double-edged sword than one can imagine. Cap has left feature vacancies for DaBaby, Jacquees, Boosie Badass, and even Lil Uzi Vert. The Block is Hot 3 should be a shrine hanging in museums everywhere. DJ Fat has released a 22-track album consisting of unheard bangers deriving from the top to the bottom of the East Coast. The Block is Hot 3 contains artists like Zanman, Quavo, Boy Leon, Gunu, and Lil Dude. Then he even brings on artists like Warhol, Light Fortunato, NGYL, Flu Hunchos, and many more. We'd be here all night trying to name everybody. Just make sure you check out my boy D to the DJ Fat. Gunna recently released Wanna Deluxe not even a month ago, and he's added 10 more tracks to the already classic tape. Wheezy, Taurus, Turbo have really outdid themselves on this one, correlating the mysterious sounding yet fast troubled fundamentally sound anthology. Nasty Girl, On Camera, produced by Taurus, exhibits the lifestyle of what it feels like to be a young stoner reaching the climax of your career. I remember midway through my college career and being exposed to 1000 Band Fani for the first time. I can commemorate hearing WAP, produced by So Much Sauce, as it took my eardrums on a carousel containing tons of optical fallacies. 1000 Band Fani's Clairvoyance will be his 7th studio album, if you want to count For Christ's Sake 2, featuring his partner in crime, Uno the Activist. The project took me back to the vibes that his 2017 treasure, The X-Files, gives off. It seems that Fani and Yachty's beef is deceased, as Fani added only the feature slots for Lil Yachty, 12 Till D, and Black Cray. Engage, Souped Up, Ultraviolet, Domino, and lastly, Euphoria and Gloria are my absolute fan faves. If Susie Carmichael of my favorite childhood Nickelodeon cartoons, Rugrats, was a hip-hop artist in 2020, she would be Flo Milli. When you talk pizzazz, confidence, and clarity, this 20-year-old Mobile, Alabama native has it all and then some. Ho, Why Is You Here is a prime illustration of a young artist who's bombarding the barricades of the rap industry single-handedly. Her hit track, Weak, showcases her versatility, reaching back to 1992 and grabbing SWV's sweet melody to give the world her notion of an unsubstantial man. It's not often where hip-hop and Waterloo, Australia are mentioned in the same sentence. I thought they'd be more interested in Subaru engines or filling up the famous Opera House in Sydney. Nonetheless, the Kid Laroi has bridged the gap with his debut album, Fuck Love. The album is a letter to who Laroi once was at the age of 17 and who has he become after an imperfect breakup. Receiving cosigns from the late Juice WRLD when Juice WRLD was on tour in Australia, Leroy has learned an abundance from the young legend, and it shows on their hit record called Go. Currency, the hot spitter, is consistent as they come, teaming up with super producer Harry Fraud to release The Outrunners. This 9-track collection features artists like Rick Ross, Spitter's brother Wiz Khalifa, Conway the Machine, and even Jim Jones in just 25 minutes. The Outrunners reminds me of if the Convert Coupe mixtape was released alongside Alchemist in early 2000 was released today. Although this is EP number 3 for Harry Fraud and the Louisiana artist, I wouldn't as much call it an instant classic, yet an honorably mentioned composition of a reminder that Currency will always be just what his name asserts, a hot spitter. The Baby's Blame It On Baby Deluxe was his third drop project of the year. Since the Charlotte, North Carolina-based rapper took center stage, he's yet to disappoint his fans. Already gaining success from #1 charting single Rockstar featuring Roddy Ricch conveys to the entire hip-hop industry. The Baby's added an additional 10 tracks and receiving appearances from Stunna 4 Vegas, Future, Young Boy Never Broke Again, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Gunna, Young Thug, and even Megan Thee Stallion. Key Talk to Him and Long Live Mexico were 2 projects that helped me become acquainted with Lil Key. Both projects forced me to question why I didn't take E to Trapped on Cleveland 2 when I seen the cover art for it posted on just about every mixtape distributor I follow and every social media back in July of 2018. Key fans couldn't have asked for a more reassuring project like Trapped on Cleveland 3, not to mention how vital the timing was considering everything going on today. This anthology contains a little bit of help from King Slat himself, Young Thug, who actually is responsible for placing Key in the game. You can expect to hear features from artists like King Slat, Young Thug, Travis Scott, Lil Baby, Ty Dolla $ign, and even trending 42 Dugg. First I heard of the Charlotte NC-based SoundCloud artist 10 Cell Phones on an EP executively produced by up-and-coming producer named Cash Cash entitled I Love Cash Cash. He was the first track named Hungry. I was blown away from the wordplay of 10's relaxed murmur-like consignment. Everybody Hates 10 is a 7-track extended play for any new listener to become familiarized with 10. Fast-paced, lackadaisically delivered track, What I Do and Do Nothing, demonstrates the intellect of 10 and what it feels like to be him within the rising action of his hip-hop career, but most importantly, letting everyone know he's human with feelings just like anyone else. Last but not least, number 30. It seems like ever since Bandplay, Young Dolph, and Key Glock linked up for Dumb and Dumber last year, it begins to make more and more sense why Dolph is in the current position he's in the industry independently. I've had the chance to sit down and vibe out to Rich Slave, and I had to say, he took his time with this one. Dolph speaks openly and recollects about his father and a close friend to his father named Ronnie on recorded phone calls like track 2 named Black Friday and track 5 Corduroy House Shoes. Listening to that, I couldn't help but think about how player my father claimed to be back in the day. It even brought it even closer to home when Ronnie stated he and Dolph's father graduated high school just 3 years after my dad in '77. Rich Slave comprises of 16 tracks total, and Dolph only left 3 slots open for younger cousin and label mate Key Glock, Megan Thee Stallion, and G Herbo, with productions by Bandplay, of course, Drummer Boy, and Memphis great Juicy J. Oh yeah, I can't forget about Sosa 808. Honorable mention. I was intrigued by Big Nintendo for his album E From The City. It was like witnessing an artist becoming one with his alter ego. In the intro, Beefing With Who, you get Big Nintendo. All throughout the tape, Nintendo variates his apparition back and forth to E From The City. The catch is, he names the outro Big Nintendo, and the Washington DC native displays symbols of what built him into E From The City. Nintendo has been in the booth dating back to 2016, but E From The City makes me curious as to what he's got up his sleeve next. Be sure to check out visuals from the album. Money Man's no stranger to releasing sneaky, full-length projects without listeners even realizing it. But Epidemic Deluxe is far too captivating to obliterate. He released Epidemic back in March of this year, right when the severity of COVID-19 took full execution globally. Money Man has always stricken me with his creativity, all the way from his delivery down to the cover art. The deluxe edition of Epidemic speaks volumes when referring to originality. The cover displays Money Man made out of hand sanitizer, holding the lid of a simple hand sanitizer pump bottle. He's holding the nozzle as if it was a military assault rifle, and the scenery looks like he's in the middle of the Cold War of some sort. Pop your headphones in and pay close attention to how Money Man's new deluxe is classified as the cure for the Rona killer. Now I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in for our first and exclusive extended segment of Slap's Kitchen entitled Slap in 60 seconds. Now, as we plan to keep these review videos coming for you guys, I want you guys to let me know exactly who you want to see featured on Slaps Kitchen in the future. So just drop me a comment below and let me know. Like I said, thank you for your time, and you just been slapped in 60 seconds.